checking this book out today. And actually we're in this neighborhood and I was just reading about it. I've read about it before, but I'm gonna try to attempt to show you some of the highlights from this. But basically we're in this area called there you can see it right there, and you can see the map right there as well. So we're in this area, and just kind of an interesting little thing about it, Chok Chai Un, it's also Little Bird's Garden, and actually this is the part that I found really interesting. For decades this was known as the never-do-wells, the prostitutes, the fugitives, and the vagabonds from the Chinese community, and they would come up in this area and they would live among this little area that had more like, it was up in the hills a little bit, and then over there was more established Portuguese. So anyways, a little bit of a history part, but we're gonna get into here and kind of explore it. So stay tuned, it should be kind of interesting. I'll try to draw from here a little bit as well, using this one today. Hey, check it out Macau 2023. Check out some more streets. So yeah, we got some cars coming down. It's kind of interesting. Down that street is called Noronha Street, and this one is Enrique de Macedo. And then this one kind of has an interesting name, 18 de December 18. So that's definitely a Portuguese reference. And then, and you just kind of have some interesting stuff in here too. We're gonna just meander a little bit aimlessly at different streets. But you got this one, Circle Tattoo, which is kind of an interesting name. I'm just gonna come around a little bit. I also just wanted to talk about some of the street names as well. Mercado, we're gonna also walk by the Mercado as well, which that's a really cool view right there. And then we got another one, kind of a restaurant or bar, and kind of interesting street down that way. So I think I'm going to go down towards Noronha first, and then we're gonna come around a little bit. And there's a lot to say for this area. But actually I have seen this, here's a little design and construction engineer shop. So these little shops right here, they just seem like they look like they could be a future type of village. Like just the little kind of quaintness of these areas in here. And actually this one has a lot of detail on the doors as well. I've seen this before, but it's pretty cool. Okay, and then of course you got all these other little shops. This is a restaurant, beauty shop, nice windows. Yeah, this area, because it's up on the hills and there's all these little shops, I think the rent's a little bit lower. It's a little bit out of the way, but definitely very film worthy. I would love to just go down this street, but I want to get into more of the history of the area. So the street that we're on right now is called Noronha, and actually I know some Noronhos here in Macau, but I guess it's a long, it goes back a long way. It's basically, Malcanese are basically Portuguese and Chinese mixed. And so that street right there is named after Noronha family. And I was just reading about it in this book, and they were just talking about the Portuguese community and their first connections with Hong Kong. So they were already here for quite a while, the family, but then there was one particular guy that got very involved with Hong Kong from the Noronhos. It was around 1900s. He established a ferry to go back and forth between Hong Kong. The family spread out into Hong Kong as well. And then that particular name is connected with a Portuguese family that kind of did well in both cities, did extremely well. So now we're back at 18 de December. What a cool name. And then this one, I just wanted to mention, Rua de Enrique de Macedo. That's actually a Portuguese guy who had never been to Macau, but there's another reference to another guy here too, and neither one had ever Vasco da Gama. So neither had ever been here, but they're very famous as they're kind of known for meandering and wandering. So they're well known for that fact. So that's actually kind of interesting as well. A little temple right here. And we're gonna come on down this way. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. Chinese tea shop, I think. It's kind of cool. I like that imagery. I wanted to film it, but then I don't know what other people might think about a shop that has a cat. That looks so cool to me. Okay, so now we're gonna go by the Mercado, and it's also, I was just reading this book of Jason Wordie's about this Mercado, and just how this was well known for having a lot of Portuguese goods in it, which is interesting because most of the Mercados are like not like that. So built in 1939, and it looks like it's being restored. I think I heard that there's a lot of money coming into that particular Mercado, and they're going to restore it and make it even better than it was. It looks kind of like the other markets that we have here, Red Market, stuff like that. But there's some historic value, and there's a lot of emphasis on keeping the historic nature. This is kind of a cool shop. Let me just take a look at this real quick. Yeah, this one is kind of Macanese. This one, I can't describe that taste, but it's like kind of like a fruity tasting bread. Sometimes I like this kind of bread a lot. I love it. But sometimes that is sold out, and then they'll give you that other kind, which other people like quite a bit. You see kind of this classic fusion. That's not very Asian, you know, toast and cheese, but they that's like milk. But Macau will have a lot of the fusion types of things like that, where they have toast and cheese. Okay, so actually all these streets are kind of worthy of their own name, of their own focus. I'm gonna go up a little bit. There's a couple of things I also kind of wanted to share as well in this video. Let's see what street we're on. We're on Rua da Colina. That's one of them right here. So this actually, according to the Jason Wordie book, Colina is like hill. I also kind of think that like climb as well, something like that. But basically, this climbs up into the hills. And so this is one of the main streets of this area. There's another Rua de Enrique de. So this actually goes into Thai town. They actually talk about that in this book too, about the Thai town, and it's kind of funny because they actually have a picture of some, well, I guess I could describe it, but they have like two girls on poles, and when I first saw it, I'm like, huh, that's kind of a stereotype of Thailand, because this is like kind of known as a Thai, historical Thai area. This is kind of cool. This is that same street. We're just down at the other side of it. So this is the one that we started at that had all those kind of cool shops everywhere. We went all the way down to Noronha. So we're gonna keep on going up. Now all these side streets too, they're all worthy of exploring. But you know, when you take them isolated, I don't know if you can see them quite in the same way as when I walk throughout the neighborhood like I am today. There's so much stuff to capture that I would rather, there's a liquor and spirit shop, that I'd rather do it street by street. Also, I just wanted to capture that red building down there. So we're gonna head down this way real quick. This one is, I've always walked by it. I've always wondered what it was. But it's actually used to be an Anglican, it was connected to the Anglican school. And so this red building right here, I always saw it and it's like, it looks kind of different because it's a red brick. But I think, you know, it's connected to the Anglicans. The Anglicans are British. This was a Portuguese place, Macau, and so there were British people that came as missionaries. And apparently this was the Anglican college one, so I believe that's a British Protestant one. But I guess this one converted one of its first Protestant Chinese persons, as far as what I heard, as far as reading this book. And yeah, I've been wondering about that. And now we're going to come out into the Thai stuff as well. So there's a Thai reference already, and we're gonna see more of those. And here's another one too. So you got the Thailand flag. So we got two that are right back to back together. So we're on Victoria. So you got a Thai restaurant there and a Thai restaurant there. And then if we go in here more, we just kind of try to capture. I have filmed this one before too, this Brandao. I filmed it in different versions, but one of my favorite versions was when I started from the top. And if you go through there, that also goes in the Brandao on the other side too. So it has this kind of interesting, like this kind of effect. And when you get up to this top here, you got a pretty interesting view. So yeah, we're definitely in the Colina, the hills. And it goes all the way down, and then you can see the hills go all the way back up on the other side too. And on the other side, it's a fortress up there, Fortress de Monte, near Sao Paulo ruins, which is very, gotta get up there again. I filmed it many times, but I haven't recently. And I don't want this to go too long, so I'm gonna come over here by our other famous explorer, Vasco da Gama. I also kind of want to wrap this up as well. Let me see, there's a curry house right there. Looks like it's chicken curry, different stuff. There's two other things I wanted to capture in here. There's three actually. One, this is Vasco da Gama Park, so that's named after the other explorer. So we had two Portuguese explorers, and that's the park name. The other one I wanted to mention was, I'll show you this in a minute. I'll show you, there's three things I want to say. Let's just go up to this building first, because this is where we're going to be at, so I need to explain it. But this particular building was an influence from Morocco. So apparently this was built like I think it was, let me see, their name might be on here already, the year. But basically, I guess according to this book right here, Jason Wordie's Macau People's Places, this particular book, this particular building, there was something to do with Morocco that became a free trade zone, and then Moroccan architect became very popular in the world, and they started building it everywhere right about that time. Just the influences kind of mesmerized people. And then we have this one to show for it, which is a beautiful building. Every time I walk by it, I'm just kind of amazed. I've never been in here before. I would like to go down there and explore. I might do a separate video with that one. So anyways, this is the Morocco influence building. It's kind of cool. Okay, so I want to share two other things before I finish. This one says Rua Nova e Guia. Guia is like a Guia lighthouse, which is at the top of the hill. And I wanted to come back to the reference about the I was going to show you the picture when I get a chance. I do it right now, so I'm going to throw this up here. Then we're going to take a look for, I'll just show you what this picture looks like a little bit. There's all these references to different things. When I looked at the picture here, right here, so this is the Rua do Colina, and it says reference to climb. And then here's the picture, and you can see that picture that I saw. So that's Vasco da Gama, that's Brandao, that's that street that had that nice curve that we saw. This is the one we're on right now. And this is the Mercado that we were just at too. And then there's this picture here. And at first I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right that they would categorize Thailand like that. But actually it was kind of known for that, because there was a bunch of massage shops throughout this area, and there was a large Thailand population. And according to the Portuguese I met, they were basically here until the handover. And then when the handover occurred, then it kind of changed, and then they started bringing in mostly Filipinos and Indonesians as workers, as domestic helpers, and then all the Thai influences basically kind of left. But that picture actually refers to that up there. You can see a hotel at the top of the hill, and I guess we'll walk up that way as well. But that hotel is called Hotel Guia. It's at the base of Guia Hill, And there's actually one of the only erotic strip joints in Macau. Live dancing and entertainment. And it's right in this building up here, and Gia Hotel. That real quick. And that's also part of this neighborhood as well. And then lastly, I wanted to share that up in this area, there was also used to be 2 consulates, a Japanese one and a British one. And during World War II, those 2 consulates were side by side, and they were up here on this hill, and they're both torn down now. So I don't know if I can find exactly where they were located, but I think it was kind of near this Gia lighthouse in this area. And the significance of that is that Japan occupied Hong Kong, Portugal was neutral, and the British embassy, they basically brought they harbored a lot of individuals from Hong Kong of all nationalities, I believe, all different foreigners, and the Hong Kong Chinese community as well. And those 2 consulates would have been somewhere up on here, but I heard that they're both gone now. And that right there is an abandoned building that went to the left. So that one's been abandoned for a while, and I've filmed it before, and I heard the reason is because at that particular time it didn't get the approvals to be built as high as it was. It wasn't supposed to have high buildings. Now you see high buildings everywhere, but apparently when that was built, they breached the law, and then they had to stop their construction, and the building's just been abandoned ever since. And we're gonna end this shortly, but actually one of the reasons I usually do street by street in Macau is because there's so much on every street that as you could guess. So okay, this actually goes down into this park that's right over here. This is that strip club, Playmates Club. You can see some girl pictures on the wall there. I guess we'll just go over so you can see it better. But yeah, so you can see that that's what that is. And we're just gonna go up to the top. And then once we get to the top, I'm gonna end this video. I just wanted to show you that up here goes to Gia Hill, Gia Lighthouse. So you just keep on climbing up. And then this one, I'm not really sure. This is like private residences, but there's a lot of historic money in here. And no admittance, no parking. And you can basically overlook the other side from this spot right here. And if I can get across the street, I will. And we gotta end this video quickly because it's going way too long. But now you can come back down on the other side. And that goes up to Gia Hill. You can see the green Macau flag right at the top. That's a lighthouse up there. I should film that too. There's the Gia Hotel. And then there's these kind of interesting places here, including the Parsis Cemetery. Parsis are people from Iran that settled in Mumbai and then eventually came here as well. But as you can see, there's a lot of information here. And my goal was actually just that little area that we walked into. So, okay, let's just end it right there. Jeez. Hey, check it out, Macau 2023. Check out some more streets.